Lemonade. Get your ice cold lemonade. So I bring this up because I'm not actually trying to sell you lemonade. But for this next section, this next part of English writing, we need to think like salespeople. We need to think like the person who's selling lemonade. And I know you all are all talented salespeople. You were trying to sell comic books, you were trying to sell bracelets, drawings that you all have made. So right now, I need you to put yourself in that salesperson mindset because what we're going to be working on today is the conclusion for your chocolate milk in schools essays. So as salespeople, you spend this whole time with your pitch. You have your introduction, where you begin, you hook their attention, you grab their attention by yelling, "Get your lemonade, refreshing lemonade." Then you spend 3 body paragraphs explaining, giving reasons, giving evidence for why you should drink this lemonade, why you should buy this comic book, why you should buy this bracelet. And then your conclusion is what you leave the people with. It's the last thing in their mind. This is your last chance to really get them, convince them of whatever your opinion is, or to buy whatever it is you're trying to get them to buy. Okay, so for today, I want you to have that in your mind. You're thinking like salespeople. This is the last thing that people are going to read when they're reading your opinions. So, what do you want to leave them with? Okay, so let's take a look at today's slide. So, the learning target for today is I can write my conclusion paragraph for my chocolate in schools essay. Step 1, watch this video. You're doing a great job of that. And step 2, open the document Conclusion for Chocolate Milk in Schools in Google Classroom. So you're going to go to Google Classroom. You'll go to your class's homepage, click on Classwork, and when you scroll down to English Writing, it'll be right here at the top. I haven't put it in there yet, but come Monday, it'll be right there on the top. So you'll open up, it'll be called Conclusion for Chocolate Milk in Schools. And this lays out the work that you'll be doing. But before we get started at this, I want to look over on your slide. We also have a little chart with some of the important things that a conclusion should have in it. So first, let's go through this chart together. And I have it a little bigger here. So your goal as a conclusion, when you're writing your conclusion, one thing you're trying to do is you're trying to reconnect to the broader theme or generalization. So we could talk about more than just chocolate milk in schools now. We could talk generally about health, about what we think food should look like in schools. So this is something we're going to try to do, is connect to something broader, something bigger than chocolate milk, just chocolate milk. Something else we're going to try to do is make connections. We're going to try to make connections back to our thesis or our argument, where we say our opinion and 3 reasons. And also talk about why this matters. We need to remind people why this is important, why they should choose to have chocolate milk in schools or not choose. We need to remind them of that, the importance of it. And also make a connection. You could also make a connection to yourself. And you could make it more personal and talk about why to you this is so important, what you have learned through this process, why you think chocolate milk should definitely be in schools or shouldn't. And you could leave us with one last message, one last thought that you think, why you think this is important, one thing that you want to leave your readers with. Right? Like the last thing in your sales pitch, trying to convince them. And lastly, what do you want to leave them with something to think about? So now that they've read this whole thing, what's the last taste in their mouth? This is going to be the last. If you're eating a meal, this is going to be the last. This is the dessert that they eat at the end, the last taste in their mouth. What do you want to leave them thinking about? Okay, so this is in general what we should have in a conclusion. So now I'm going to go back to that document that you have in Google Classroom called Conclusion for Chocolate Milk in Schools. And I'm going to practice filling this out And this should not be exactly what you have in your paper. But I was arguing that we should have chocolate milk in schools. This isn't necessarily what I think. I know some students I was talking to were surprised, but this is just to get practice of writing, and for you all to get an example. So if I'm arguing that we should have chocolate milk in schools, first I'm going to think about, how do I connect this to a broader theme? Let me think. So I think we should have chocolate milk in schools. So maybe I can make it connected to a broader theme by saying, that all kids should be able, since milk has so many healthy nutrients in it, that all kids should be able to have access to healthy, nutritious drinks at school, especially one that will be tasty, that kids will like even more. So I'm going to put that in, that all students deserve access to healthy and tasty food at school. So see how I'm making it something bigger now. It's not just about chocolate milk. It's about the health and taste of food at our school. All students deserve access to healthy and tasty food at school. Perfect. I'm going to leave it there for right now, connecting to something bigger than just chocolate milk. Then I'm going to restate my argument to remind them this is what I think and this is why. So I'm going to double check. I'm going to go back to Google Classroom and I'm going to double check what I said, what my example was. So I know I put this in the outline and chocolate milks in school. So I'm going to go click back on this just to remind myself, and you all can do the same too. You'll open up your outline and click on you'll go back to Google Classroom and you'll click on the outline so that you could refresh your memory of what your different reasons were. So, and here are my 3 reasons. I think we should have chocolate milk in schools because you get your 3 daily servings of milk, because it has the same nutrients as white milk, and it is a healthy alternative to many other drinks. So now I'm going to go back to my conclusion document and I'm going to plug this right into here. So I think we should have chocolate milk in schools because it will help students get their 2 to 3 daily servings of dairy. And I forget, so I'm going to go back again. It has the same nutrients as white milk. It has the same nutrients as white milk. And it is a healthier alternative to many other sugary drinks. Perfect. So this is to remind them, summarize it again, what my main argument and reasons were. Then I need to emphasize why this argument even matters. Why should they care about this? So I'll put this, and this kind of connects back to the larger theme too, that many young people don't have access to good, healthy food in their schools and communities. So all young people should be able to eat and drink healthy food at school. Also, maybe I can add too that school is a place where we're learning things. So also, at school, students are learning. So it is a perfect opportunity for them to learn about healthy and tasty options. Perfect. So chocolate milk is a good example because it's a time where they can learn about how it can be tasty, but also nutritious and healthy. And lastly, I want to leave some readers with something to think about. So I want to this is my last thing they're going to read. How can I really convince them, get them, what's the last thing I want them to think about? So I'm thinking maybe I can guilt them a little bit. How can I guilt them into following my perspective? So um, maybe I'll say all kids have the right to healthy food. Do you want sick children on your conscience? Oops, I think I'm spelling that right. I think I'm spelling that incorrectly. On your conscience? There we go. So see how I'm trying to guilt, this last taste in their mouth is going to be oh no, if we don't allow them to drink chocolate milk, then I'm going to be responsible for students not having the dairy that they need and the nutrition that they need. So here, this is the last thing I'm going to leave them thinking about. All right, so now that I have all the information that I need in my chart, I can now below start writing my paragraph. So I'm just going to put the different pieces together and use some transition words as I go. So I can even start this with in conclusion. This lets people know that we're wrapping up. In conclusion, all students deserve access to healthy and tasty food at school. Cool. That's my connect to a broader theme. My next part, restate my argument. I think we should have chocolate milk in schools because, and then here are my reasons, it will help students get their 2 to 3 daily servings of dairy. It has the same nutrients as white milk, and it is a healthier alternative to many other sugary drinks. So you can see I just copied right from that restate your argument section. Now I'm going to emphasize why this matters. So I could even say this is important because many young people don't have access to good, healthy food in their schools and communities. It's true, in our school, we are so fortunate to have this chef, this master chef who creates all this delicious food for us. Not all schools do. This is important because many young people don't have access to good, healthy food in their schools and communities. All young people should be able to eat and drink healthy food at school. Additionally, at school, students are learning, so it is a perfect opportunity for them to learn about healthy and tasty options, period. That is why this matters. And lastly, I'm going to leave them with something to think about. All kids have this right. Do you want sick children on your conscience? So here we go. Here is my conclusion. I'm going to read through it one time to make sure that it all makes sense, see if I need to add anything, take something away, just see while I was putting it together if it worked out. In conclusion, all students deserve access to healthy and tasty food at school. I think we should have chocolate milk in schools because it will help students. Oh, see here, I forgot something. It will help students get their 2 to 3 daily servings of dairy. It has the same nutrients as white milk, and it is a healthy alternative to many other sugary drinks. This is important because many young people don't have access to good, healthy food in their schools and communities. All young people should be able to eat and drink healthy food at school. Additionally, there's a comma there. Additionally, at school, students are learning, so it is a perfect opportunity for them to learn about healthy and tasty options. All kids have this right. Do you want sick children on your conscience? All right, there we go. This is my conclusion. Followed all these steps, and that is it. So now it is your turn. Go back to the slide and it tells you what to do. Open up the document, Conclusion for Chocolate Milk in Schools, fill in the table, and write your conclusion paragraph. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you all come up with. Remember, this is the last thing that you as a salesperson, the last thing that they're going to hear to convince them of your opinion. All right? Can't wait to see what you all do. Goodbye.